Hey, 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 Uncle Mark in the mothership with a 3-string cigar box guitar. This is part 2 of Get Back by the Beatles. Please look at part 1 first. Because I'm not going to go over the chords or the jam or the little parts. We're just going to go right into the little solos that weave through this song. We're going to go through the George part, and then we're going to go through the John part. So here is the George part. All right, and then the John part. All right. I have a looper going with the song on it, just to familiarize ourselves with a couple of things going on here. On this G, D, G, 42, 34, 24 are the gauges. They're wound and they're electric. I can get pretty good bends out of these 24. So that's why I like using it. I'm sure some of you guys would rather have, 20 guys or gals would rather have 23, 22. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. I like the sound I get from the 24, that high E, that high G string. So G, G sharp A, B flat B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E, F, F sharp G. That's all the lower register. And that's how I want you to think of this. So G, upper register. G, G sharp, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and F. Okay? The D string, lower register. D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D. Upper register. D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B, and C. Right? So that's how it works. I think of a guitar as a ladder. You're climbing down the ladder or you're climbing up the ladder. And that's how I think of it. It's a really, really good way for my students to understand what I'm coming from when I'm saying walking down the ladder or walking up the ladder. Now that we have those out of the way. This little riff, this little lick, starts out here. But there's a little trick to it. And the trick is getting this staccato sound, this. And how I'm doing that is, I'm going to get up closer a little bit. I'm pressing down when I pick the string and then letting go. But I'm not letting go of the string. That wouldn't work because you get this ancillary sound like that, right? Here I am. I'm going to stay on it. You can see how I'm pressing down and letting up, but I'm just letting up a little bit. Okay? So you can see how I actually let up and let down. I'll show it to you on the G string too. It looks like so. That's kind of what I'm doing here. And that's a great technique to learn. It's another tool in your toolbox to be able to... you're going to find that's really helpful in the future. So you're going to come up on that A. And the reason I know it's an A is because on the D string, if I'm at the third dot, okay, it's the same as the third dot down here. And I just know that's an A, okay? So the dots reflect both ends of the spectrum. So in the lower register, the 3 dots are the same. On the upper register, or 4 dots, the 4 dots are the same in the upper register. So that gives you a good idea of how to maneuver around the neck. I don't want you guys to leave a lot on the table, and understanding how the necks of guitars work is critically important to start getting all of these complicated things. So you're starting here on this A, and you're going to go to B, back to A, and then you're going to take this B, and you're going to bend it up to C, right? And then your third finger is going to come under that E. So you're here. All right, so if I did it in the lower register, you might be able to see it better. That's what you're doing, is you're bending up, okay? That B to the C. Okay, that's your move. By the way, this is it's a great maneuver. It's really a great maneuver. So from here, okay, you want to come to the G note and slide G to A. Okay, so you want to start your combination from the G with the third finger and come right into this A note. So your box is moving, okay? Your box is here on that note and you're sliding up to here, and then you're going to go to C, D, D, to D sharp with a bend. So I think of these little cries, if they're in between a note, so say I'm going D to D sharp, I'm going from here to here with a bend, that's a full bend. That's a half step bend or a semitone bend. Or it's a quarter of a bend, so it's like half a semitone, and I consider that a cry. That's a little cry. So that's what we're going to do here. We're starting here. We're going to a full bend and back to that A. So you're up here. That third finger has to come down to here, so you can then come up. And once you get that little combination, you'll find it's a great little combination. So in real time and at real speed, okay, so that's how I play that section. All right, so the next section, okay, so these two notes, this is part of a diminished chord. So as opposed to three notes, three notes is a chord, two notes are a dyad. You really can't get this whole, that would be the whole diminished chord. But I don't see that we really need that. As long as we get that, we get the vibe of this tune, right? So this note right here is in between these dots, okay? So I just walk my way up. G, G sharp, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, right? Okay, and we know this is an E because we're two up from the two dots, which means we're two up from the nut. So that's how I remember. Okay, so this chord shape, so I'm calling it a chord shape, but it's not really a chord, it's just two notes. And see where I put my pick in? You're just going to use these two notes. So think forward on your pick. Okay? The other shape is right below it. So it's once you get this one, you can get that one. So this starts on A. So you're going to go A to B and slide to C sharp. Slide up to C sharp to E. That's the first little bit of it. So I suggest getting this shape so you can take your hand away and get that shape easily, right? And then work on this part. A, B, slide up to C sharp and go to E. So what you're doing is you're sliding up to another box. These three fingers become a box. I'm kind of doing it over and over. Okay, so that's one. Then it does a, goes to that D, and it goes a semitone down or a half step down. So with these two shapes, you do the first set, the second set. Okay, so those are your notes in the first set. These are your notes in the second set. Just to let you know, it took me ages to get this right and figure this out. So don't think that it's going to come right away. And if it does, you're just a lucky person, and you're just someone upstairs is looking out for you. Okay, so that's that section. Something I want to go over with you really fast is I have a cheat. You don't really have to do this. Okay? It's really, really hard to do that standing up and playing. So my cheat is to go here. Start on this A and just bend this B. Okay, that's my little cheat. That's how I'm going to play this song live, is to use this little cheat. So I start on A, I go to B, bend the B up to C. Alright, so that's my little cheat. This is end of part 2. Get back. Enjoy the song. Go back and forth with it and learn the little parts. They'll help you later. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. Down below, I do have a link. It's a paypal.me/Uncle Mark Tips. It's right down there in the show notes. And thank you so much for all your donations. $1 a show is all we're after. Please, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for everything you do. I'm on Instagram and all of these other places. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time with another great lesson. Thanks.